Hey guys, this is the YouTuber Dr. Todd Grande talking about criminal cases. He's a real mangina. However, when he discusses these cases, he exposes gender dynamics. And this case is going to prove to you why you can't choose the right girl and and why you never become a house husband. Now, the first 2 minutes explains.
Daniel Wendell Halseth was born on January 28, 1976, in Estacada, Oregon, which is about an hour southeast of Portland. His parents
Now,
were
notice this guy is what they would call an alpha male, right? He looks tall, he's good looking, he's in great shape. Doesn't save him.
named Wendell and Christine. After graduating from Hood River Valley High School in 1995, Daniel attended Western Oregon State University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in music in 2001. He would later earn a master's degree in business from Corban University. In 2000, while Daniel was still working on his bachelor's degree, he met a high school senior named Elizabeth. She was 7 years younger than Daniel.
Do you see that, guys? This woman saw this guy when he was in university, so he's building up status. She's 7 years younger than him. She ignored all the guys her age to get with this guy, 7 years older, right? This is what women do. They select guys for status. She ignored all the guys her own age because they lacked it. Girls are not interested, and women are not interested in men for ourselves. Status is king. Okay, you understand that.
The couple married on July 2, 2001, in Salem, Oregon. They had 3 children, a daughter in 2002, a son in 2003, and a daughter named Sierra on December.
Okay, so there's the happy family unit, and guess what? She owns the family, because guess what? They're going to get divorced, and this sap here is going to pay child support.
December 16, 2004. Sierra becomes a key player in this story. In 2006, the family moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, so Daniel could accept a job there in the information technology field. After getting settled into a new home, Elizabeth developed an interest in politics. In 2010, she successfully ran for the Nevada State Senate as a Republican. As Elizabeth attended to her responsibilities as a state senator,
Republican guys, this is a right-wing woman. She's not lefty. All you guys who just joined up who are right-wing, this is a Republican who's going to throw her husband away.
Daniel worked from home and took care of the 3 children. His friends referred to him as Mr. Mom. Eventually, the relationship between Daniel and Elizabeth disintegrated.
Exactly. She followed him to, this new state because he was going to up his status and get a job. She upped her status, and he became a house husband, and the relationship disintegrated because she was never there for the man. And that she isn't a type of woman. She is what women are. All women. I'm going to tell you, all you guys who come into my comment section, all women. This is what they go for. And this is why becoming a house husband was a ridiculous move for this guy, because guys actually think women like them for themselves. But it disintegrated. Why? Well, she became greater status than him. And so he became useless to her.
Daniel accused Elizabeth of having an affair with a businessman from Alaska named Tiger Helgelian.
Hey, let's back that up. Notice this guy looks like the so-called beta by comparison, right? So this women sleeping around with the alphas, but going with the betas, nonsense. This guy had more status than her husband. And so she monkey branched. And that's what her husband meant to him. And that's what this guy means to her. He's meaningless as a person to this woman, too.
Businessman from Alaska named Tiger Helgelian. Daniel wanted to save his marriage and went to counseling with Elizabeth, but the threat to their relationship was more than a paper tiger.
Counseling, marriage counseling is abusive to husbands. And it's ridiculous because it wasn't an internal problem. What it is this woman wanted a man with higher status, made more money than her. And when they got the counseling, she'd never admit that. Even though it's obvious to men by the historical nature of men and women from the dawn of time, right? Now, I'm just going to show one other brief. Oh, yes. Let's see. Oh, yeah. House husband has to pay child support. He's the house husband, guys, right? What do they say when they give custody to housewives? They said, oh, she was the primary caregiver, right? And that's why they're giving it over. But when the man takes on the role, it doesn't work for him. So just want to, let's see, 11-minute mark. Okay, let's get over here. 11 minutes. You do right about here.
The custody dispute between Daniel and Elizabeth was contentious. Daniel was accused of being willfully underemployed, like he was not working as hard as he should have been in order to avoid paying child support. The court
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Ordered him to pay almost $2,300 a month. Sierra's behavior was
$2,300 a month. Now, guys, this isn't to take care of children. This is a woman who's betrayed her husband. Where is she here? Let's get her up here. This is a woman who betrayed her husband she slept with another man because of status, and now she's using the government to force him to pay her just for associating with him. It's nothing about the children. This is not about the children. Because if it was, they could have said, okay, how come the husband, who's the house husband, the primary caregiver, why didn't he get the children and make her pay child support? She makes more money than him. And notice the courts gave this outrageous sum. That's how you know it's not about the children, because it's about torturing the husband. Otherwise, they'd look at what he makes and say, okay, we'll go by what his means is. Okay, so you understand that now. Here's another case where a wife, two lawyers plant drugs on this woman. I mean, it's neither here nor there. What's important that is we get to see the dynamics between the husband and wife. Let's hear this.
In early 2010, Kelly Peters lived in Irvine, California. She was married to a man named Bill. They moved to Irvine several years earlier after Kelly became pregnant with our daughter. Kelly left her job in the mortgage industry and volunteered at the Plaza Vista School in Irvine.
She got married, she got pregnant, and she left her job. Right? Exactly. This is where the wage gap is. It's an earnings gap. Women leech off men. Do you understand that?
Where her daughter was a student. Kelly volunteered at the school's after-school enrichment program and was eventually elected PTA president. Now moving to the background of Jill and Kent Easter.
Now, do you notice this, guys? Gorgeous woman, average-looking guy, but he makes all kinds of money. He has high status. That's why she's with him.
Just like Kelly, Jill and Kent Easter lived in Irvine, California in early 2010. They were both attorneys who specialized in corporate and securities law. By this point, Jill had discontinued practicing law and was a stay-at-home mom.
There you go. She was working, and this is why, guys, that men need employment and education above women. Because this woman got her degree, got in the workforce. As soon as she found a man to leech off of, she quit working. She's not a housewife. She's just a leech. Right? And this is the standard. This is why she selected this guy.
She had a son who attended the Plaza Vista School. Kent was a partner at a large law firm in nearby Newport Beach and earned $400,000 a year.
There you go. He earned $400,000 a year. That was plenty of money to give her a high-end lifestyle, and she didn't have to work. And this loser, married men are losers, are willing to have her leech off him. Very typical. This is what the gender dynamics are in relationships. Period. Right? Now, we'll talk about, even though she was married to him, guess what? She was banging another guy. 648. Let's check it out. 648. Right about here.
SUV. While the police were waiting to search Jill's house, they noticed a man walking up the street. When the man saw the police, he walked away and entered a pickup truck. The police pulled him over. As it turns out, the man was a firefighter named Glenn Gomez, who had been having an affair with Jill for 2.5 years. The police convinced Glenn to wear a...
See that guy? Do you see that, guys? She was having an affair for this guy with guy for 2.5 years while she was married to this loser who was willing to pay to have her around.
Recording device and spy on Jill. During a recorded meeting between Glenn and Jill at a park, he told her that the police were asking questions about some girl. He thought it was a good idea not to see each other for a while until the situation resolved. Glenn was trying to get Jill to say something inculpatory. Jill accused Glenn of abandoning her and said that she would not survive this.
See, she's sleeping around on her husband, and she's accusing this guy of abandoning her. All this guy is a lay to her. So what does he owe her? Nothing. But in her mind, like all women's minds, guys, if she spreads her legs for you, you owe her. The relationship between men and women is one of prostitution, 100%, always, right? Now, it even says, where are we here? Husband admits to staying with his wife, even though he found out by the affair. 835, let's get to that. Right about here.
In November, Kent went on trial. Kent's strategy was to play the role of the hapless and emasculated husband who was captivated by his wife's beauty and brilliance. Evidence was presented showing that Kent did not have a backbone. He even stayed with his wife after discovering that she had an affair.
Yeah, and I believe that. You know why? Because guys bribe a woman into their lives. They want the woman. This idea, guys, of men wanting just sex from women is horseshit. Men are willing to move mountains to have a user in their lives. You understand that? Okay, we're going to end off with the analysis because guess what? Grande here is actually honest about the gender dynamics between husbands and wives.
Divorced. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Even though Kent was certainly guilty and deserved to be convicted of a felony, it does appear as though Jill berated him and manipulated him. She pressured him repeatedly to make Kelly pay. In one message where Jill referred to Kelly, she wrote, quote, "We are letting this no one abuse our son and then trash our family. Why?" Unquote.
This is very standard, guys, as you know. Women leech off a man, but expect men to do all the dirty work, right? And that's why this sap is going to jail or went to jail, because he was willing to plant evidence just because his wife demanded it.
The message included 68 exclamation points. Jill bullied her husband with excessive punctuation. In general, Jill appeared to use men to get what she wanted.
And this is important too, because that guy she was sleeping with, she used him too. There is no alpha beta dynamic, guys. This is what I wanted to emphasize in this video as well. There is, if you believe in alpha beta, throw it out of your head now. Because the guys they sleep with are used just as much as the husband, who they leech off of monetarily. Okay? So these are the basic things we want to get about relationships. Thank you, Dr. Todd Grande. You're useful for a change. Goodbye, everyone.